The British Empire was once the largest empire on Earth, a global superpower that spanned continents and cultures. At its height, 1 in every 4 human beings lived under British rule, around 500 million people. They called it the empire in which the sun never sets, because Britain's territory stretched across so many time zones. But today, the legacy of the British Empire is a complex and contested chapter in history. The British Empire didn't just appear overnight. It expanded through conquest, colonization, and trade. Britain's first colony was founded in 1585, near what is now North Carolina. But the real engine of British expansion in Asia was the East India Company, which established a monopoly in the trade of spices, tea, textiles, and even opium. In the 18th century, goods like sugar, cotton, and tobacco flowed into Britain from its colonies, produced by the labor of enslaved Africans and indigenous peoples. After losing its American colonies to independence, Britain scrambled to acquire new territories across Africa, Oceania, and the Middle East, tightening its grip on India. But life under the empire was far from rosy for those in the colonies. Many lost access to their land and natural resources. They faced cultural erasure and exploitation. In India, several devastating famines occurred under British rule, and resistance was constant. Uprisings like Mahatma Gandhi's Salt March in 1930 showed the growing demand for independence. Some estimates suggest that over 2 centuries, Britain extracted $45 trillion in wealth from India alone. The decline of the British Empire began in the 20th century, with global attitudes toward colonialism shifting and more territories demanding independence. Britain's grasp on its empire weakened. After World War II, the wave of decolonization accelerated. Finally, in 1997, Britain handed over control of its last significant colony, Hong Kong, to China. The legacy of the British Empire is still debated today. Some argue that Britain brought modern institutions and infrastructure to its overseas territories, but critics point to the darker side of empire, the support of the slave trade, the fueling of racism, and the looting of priceless artifacts that remain in British museums.